Before this video starts, I just want to say a huge thank you for all the support on the recent videos. It means a lot. And yeah, with the recent patch, characters were changed that I've already made videos on. But the changes in the patch notes weren't big enough, I'd say, to warrant me making a completely new video. It's just stuff that I already covered, like maybe properties change on like hit and stuff like that, but the approach to the moves are the exact same. But if you want to know specifics and what my takes are on, you know, how you should go about them, then make sure to refer to those videos, those characters in particular being Galleon, Vicala, and Honor. So yeah, if you're curious, make sure to go check the pinned comment that I have left on those new or not new videos, those old videos. Completely unrelated to this series, however, there has recently been a GoFundMe started for me and Salts to fund our trip to Evo Japan. So this is something that was brought upon us by Shubu, one of our locals, who started the GoFundMe, just to kind of send me and Salts out to experience something new, because I, for one, have not traveled outside the country to compete in any tournament. And I don't think Salts has either, so it would be a great experience for us, you know, just to go do this for one time and just see how it is. Both of us are young, so we don't really have the money to be, you know, throwing at trips like this. So this is the reason why we started the GoFundMe. It would pretty much just cover costs for like flights and like housing for while we are there. So any type of donation is greatly appreciated. I'm going to be leaving the link to the post in the description, and of course, you know, if you're so kind, you know, feel free to donate a little bit of money to fund our trip, just to cover those costs. And of course, you know, you don't have to donate, but any type of like awareness to the post is greatly appreciated. So, you know, if you can go there and at the very least, you know, give it a retweet or something like that, just to have it reach more people, and maybe one of those people will donate. But yeah, just wanted to show that a little bit to get some more eyes on it. Obviously, like I said, you don't have to donate, but any type of awareness to the cause is greatly appreciated. So yeah, with that out of the way, let's get into the actual video. Hello and welcome to another episode of the Counterplay Archive. As you can see, we're going over Ilsa, the most recent addition to the cast. This character, honestly, is pretty simple, but, you know, there's a lot of stuff going on, so it can be pretty hard to tell what is going on and what you can and cannot do against this character. So I'm going to break it down for you guys pretty simply, pretty quickly. So yeah, without further ado, let's get right into the guide. So to start off, we're just going to quickly cover her normals. There's nothing really too crazy about her normals in general, but let's just go over each of them one by one. So we have her close L, which is a typical close L. It's 5 frames. So yeah, it's on the standard side. You have grands also 5 frames, which is, yeah, standard. Her 2L is pretty big, honestly. It's a pretty good move. But yeah, it's more the typical -2 on block, 6 frame 2L. Her far L, it's nothing too crazy. 6 framer, +1. Typical stuff. Gets into her M normals. Her M normals aren't too crazy. She has 6 frame, close M, -3 on block, so nothing to worry about too much. Her far M, this move is probably her best normal, or this is her best poke, to say the very least. It has pretty decent range, as you can see right here. That's a pretty good distance. 9 frames, -7 on block. -7 isn't too crazy right here because no one's punishing this. But yeah, it's a pretty good move. It's definitely something to look out for. But that also reminds me, her 2M is also, well, not also, but it's also pretty good. It's 7 frames, -5 on block. So again, you're not really punishing this, but it's a pretty good range for being a 7 framer. It is a mid, as you can see, so don't have to worry about blocking this move low. But yeah, it's pretty good. So in certain situations where she might be able to spacing trap, definitely expect this move or this move. This is her H normals. For close H, multi-hitting, as you can see, 9 framer, -5 on block. You're not really going to see this, like where they don't cancel this, but yeah, good to know. Her far H is small. It's also 9 frames though, so when it does hit, it's alright. But I wouldn't say worry about this. You would be worried about this move too much. You've probably seen this move a lot more as a poke. But yeah, this move does exist. Next into her 2H. Her 2H is 11 frames, so it's pretty good. I actually have not seen the hitbox on this thing, but it's pretty good at hitting stuff from what I've tested out so far. So yeah, pretty standard in terms of frame data, but it might be better than your average 2H, or maybe just kind of average. But yeah, it's not a bad move. It's there. It works. Next into her 5U, which is her unique mechanic, which is reload. There's not much to know about this move, honestly. If you've seen her character guide, then you should know how her mechanic works. Some of her moves spend bullets, as can be seen under her gauge, and when she does reload, she automatically reloads to 9. Doesn't matter how many bullets she uses, it always goes back to 9. And yeah, it's set frame data, never changes. But yeah, this is the move that kind of lets her recharge and power up her specials that use bullets. For 2U, nothing too crazy. It's tiny bit forward advancing, 10 frames, so a bit on the slower side, but it has decent range, and it's forward advancing as well, and it can be cancelled. So yeah, that's really all you need to know. It's a decent like poke to catch people that might be walking back. Like for example, someone's walking back right here, and you know you're one of those. So yeah, that's like about it. Only other thing we're going to cover about her normals is her JU, just because it is an air stall. As you can see, she kind of stops, and she actually jumps up a little bit. But yeah, this is her air stall. All her other jumping normals are pretty alright. But yeah, this is just something you need to know, that she has an air stall. So it's an option to look out for when she's in the air. To be honest, it is quite tricky to anti-air, even if you're like trying to wait for it, because if you're too late, then you'll get caught by the bullet store coming down. So yeah, you kind of have to be like a little bit early, like that, and catch the extended hurt box from the JU. So this is something to keep in mind. One other thing to keep in mind is that this, like, it's pretty small, the hitbox of these things. So if you're not directly under her, you can kind of just like walk back, and then she's like minus a lot. So yeah, if you see your opponent fighting do this move, and you know you're getting caught trying to anti-air this a bit, then you can just kind of get out the way and not have to deal with this. Of course, if you're in the corner or something like that, you can kind of just like walk out as well. But yeah. Next into her specials. Her specials honestly are pretty simple, but let's go one by one, starting off with her 236, which is her projectile. This move, honestly, these are kind of crazy. These are extremely fast, full screen at like 20 frames. But yeah, let's go through them one by one. So we have her 236L. Yeah, 22 frames max distance. But it is a pretty standard projectile. So, for example, if I were to do this, it clashes. So with normal projectiles, it'll clash, and against higher level projectiles, it'll lose. So yeah. However, one thing with all of these moves is that they can be charged as long as she has a bullet, has a stock saved. As you can see, if I use this, no matter what, if she charges it or not, she loses a bullet. But if she does have a bullet, she can hold and then she can charge it, making it come out later and then having higher priority as a projectile. So for example, I threw out that and it just completely beat that, and you get forced into counter hit state, which is pretty scary because she can get some crazy confirms off of this. But yeah, it's just something to keep in mind that she can't hold this and then increase the level on it, so it will beat level 1 projectiles. However, it still is only level 2. So as you can see, I throw out my level 3. It was a little bit too early, and my level 3 will still beat this. So if you're worried about them charging up this move, then yeah, that's level 3 will still, or your EX projectiles will most likely still beat that. Next is her 236M. Her 236M, I won't go over too much because all you really need to know is that it shoots up like this. Instead of this, it shoots diagonally. And it's like frame data is pretty similar. The only thing about this move is that it cannot be blocked in midair. So you do get caught by this move, especially the charge one, you're probably gonna die. So it's just something to keep in mind. Just to show off that this doesn't, you can't block this in midair. Let's just, yeah, do that. I'm gonna jump holding block button, as you can see. You can't block this midair. That's really all there is to this move that you really need to know. If she lifts this, she is extremely minus. As you can see, minus 47. So if they are trying to do this on like a read, then you can kill them for it. Next is 236H. 236H is basically, well, it acts similar to the L version, besides the fact that it's like 2 frames faster. But yeah, you can still hold it for at the cost of an extra bullet and whatnot. One thing to note, however, is that it is still a level 1 projectile. So, like with the L version, it would clash with Grand's L projectile, and as you can see, the H version still clashes and dies, or like they clash. Yeah, so it doesn't really die, it clashes with L projectiles. So it's, despite it being really fast, it's, if it's coming in contact with another projectile, they will trade. However, unlike the L1, if it's charged, it will completely beat out typical EX projectiles, as you can see. It just goes completely through that one. So yeah, it's something to keep in mind. This one will beat out your EX projectiles if they are doing it charged. It's a little bit too early. Too early again. But yeah, as you can see. So that essentially just means that this is ultimate level property in terms of a projectile. If I can time this right, as you can see, that clashes. So if you happen to throw out an ultimate projectile at the same time as this, you're most likely going to clash with this move. So yeah, just something that's good to know. Next is ultimate 236. It's literally just the other ones, but it's blue. So yeah, unlike the others, this one does not use any bullets, so she doesn't have to worry about having to reload or having to charge, or like having to worry about like this needing to have a charge to do an enhanced version, because this move does not have an enhanced version where she charges it, it just shoots the big beam. So yeah, just like the charge version of the H version, this also clashes with ultimate projectiles, but will beat out other projectiles. So it's just something to keep in mind. It's like a typical EX projectile, or not EX projectile, ultimate projectile. I didn't really talk about like what to do against this move, just showing you how it worked. So let's talk about it. As you would imagine, with most projectiles that don't hit the ground, at least, you can spot dodge this, or you can roll it. So as you can see, if you do roll it, typically it's going to be on a call. You're not reacting to this move, especially like up close. But yeah, as you can see, you're an advantage at the very least. And if you get an early enough roll, you might be able to punish. But yeah, good thing to know that you indeed can roll it. Don't have to just spot dodge. But yeah, usually if you roll it, you'll be an advantage. The earlier you roll it, the better. Of course, you always have to worry about the charge version. If you're trying to like preemptive, like on reaction, then you're probably gonna get blown up by this. But this still acts the same way. You still can roll it, but timing is a bit more strict. As you see, it's pretty active. So if you like spot dodge too early, you're gonna get caught. So yeah, as you can see. But yeah, it's good to know that you can roll this. You can spot dodge it, but be careful of timing. I'm gonna briefly go over like the other two versions because it's basically the same thing. So yeah, EX pretty similar. You can spot dodge it, you can roll it, but of course be careful of the charge because if you get caught, that's big damage right there. And again, same with this. It's a lot easier because you see blue and then you spot dodge or you roll or something like that. But yeah. Next we're gonna go over the 2-2 series, which is the bomb. This move is pretty simple, so we're gonna go over this really quick. So this is the L version. This one travels like straight down. The M version, which travels a little bit up before it goes down, and then the H version, which will travel down and then just go full screen. So yeah, as you can see, the L1 and the M1 just disappear after a certain bit of time, but the H1 will travel full screen. And then of course there's this one that you've probably seen a lot already, which is the bomb, the missile. So for these examples, I'm just gonna use the H version since it's out longer and it's easier to interact with. So yeah, everything that you can do to the H1, you can do for all the other ones except for the U version. So yeah, let's go over that real quick. So this, what do you do about this? For one, you can spot dodge it if you really want to, but as you can see, she's left at a pretty decent advantage. You can't roll this because it doesn't hit the ground. But what you can also do, which is also something they showed in the guide, is you can just hit this. If they're doing this from like full screen and you don't have like enough, or like you can't really challenge her, she can't really do anything about you clearing this, of course, unless she has enough space and then she can kind of like play behind it. But yeah, if you've been worried about this move and you're like, oh god, I gotta get out of here, you can just press it. You can just come out, you can hit it at any time. Yeah, it's pretty generous for the timing that you can't hit this out, even if she spawns this like right in front of your face. So yeah, that's literally all this move. Like that's all you need to know about this move. You can spot dodge it, you can roll it, you can also hit it. So yeah, as you would imagine, there is a gap in between this move. So again, like they showed in the character guide, if she tries to use this as a reset and you're mashing for some reason, boom, you win. That goes for every single one of these versions, I think. Yeah, so it seems like you can only hit out of this with a 6-framer, unless I'm just late. Nope, never mind, I'm just late. So yeah, don't be like me, don't be bad. If they show they like to do this in block strings a lot, then you can press and you can beat this move out. Next is 2-2U. 2-2U, honestly, if you like have experience against Eustace, then you can just treat this like Eustace bomb, but it takes a little longer to explode. So yeah, she does this and bomb comes out. So as you might have seen in the guide, I'm referring to the guide a lot because they did kind of show you what to do against this move. But yeah, let me just go over it again for people who didn't see that really quick. So bomb takes a little bit of time to drop. Once it does, you kind of have to hold it. It does a lot of chip, as you can see, like a lot of chip. So a lot of times you don't want to be in a position to kind of block this move or even be in the range of this move. But most of the time, Ilsa players will set it up to where it is like on Oki or something like that, so you have to deal with it. But how do you get rid of this? One, if she gets hit any sort of way, as you can see, she blocks. This doesn't go away. I'm still trying to hit her. It doesn't go away. well, when she blocks. But if she's hit at all, even if she techs, then the bomb goes away. So yeah, that's literally all there is to this move. Worst case scenario, you can just kind of like block and take the chip, even though that's it's scary. But yeah, if you can force her to tech, then it is what it is. But yeah, there's a lot of time before this thing is active, and as long as you like force her to do something like at all, you can just like, if they decide to like set this up and kind of like sit back and try to wait for you to do something, and kind of just like try to force them to tag. Obviously this is not realistic, but what I'm doing right now, but it is certainly possible. So yeah, if you can hit them and make the bomb disappear, boom, that's good. Worst case scenario, if they set this up and they're like trying to make you block something, then you BC them, and yeah, she still gets hit, so bomb disappears. But yeah, that's basically the entirety of the 2-2 section. Let's go over 6-3 before we go over 2-1-4. 6-3, it's like, I don't even know how to explain this move. It's like forward advancing, low crush, kinda, plus frames. But yeah, she jumps at you, she spins. That's pretty much what we're calling this is what we're defining this move as. She jumps at you and spins. So to start off, go one by one. The L version. This one in the guide was seen mainly as like a low crush, for example. Like if I were to do this and like try to like poke her out, you're like, you know, use this move to hop over people trying to press lows, or like, you know, so you can low crush them and whatnot. So yeah, that's kind of what this move does. So maybe you might see it in neutral sometimes when they think you're gonna do something and then they just do this, so something to keep in mind of. One other thing though is that these moves can be charged just like this. As long as she has a bullet, then she can charge them and she can better the frame data on them. So I didn't show you the frame data, but the L1 normally is -3, but if she holds this and has a bullet, she is +2. But it also takes a little bit longer to come out. As you can see, in comparison to 24 frames, it takes an extra 10 frames to get there. So yeah, so kind of interacting with the charge version, because you know you don't want to block and be minus. If you see this and you have a reversal, you can try to DP it. That's good. You can also like press. That's good too. But with this, it's kind of hard to, because you kind of like, you don't really know which one's coming out. If you're in a decent distance at least, then you might be able to kind of fuzzy mash this. Obviously, I didn't like show this. Well, I didn't do a good job at showing this, but let's say for example, you have this. See this? And I'm pressing at a time where this, I block this so the move doesn't come out. Let's say for example, I see her up in the air. A little bit late on that, and I'm hitting at a time where I would beat out the charged version, but the uncharged version I would still have to block. So that's something that you can do if you want to lap it out. It doesn't seem too hard. It's just something that you'd have to react to. Worst case scenario, you just DP. I feel like DP is the safest option, but you could definitely get the most reward if you can mash out of this. So yeah, it's just something to look up for. Next is the M version. The M version isn't like anything too crazy. She's minus, or not minus, yeah, she's -3 on normal, and on a charge she is +2. So yeah, but the charge version, however, this takes a really long time to start up. As you can see, first active frame is 47. So if they are doing this in neutral, you'll probably have a decent amount of time to counter this, even if it is the uncharged version. Might be a little bit hard to kind of poke out, but yeah, just like before, if you have a DP, that's probably the safest bet. You can hit this out if you're in a decent position, but as you can see, if you're too late, you're gonna get hit. But there is no reward for her. If, like, really, she doesn't really get a combo or anything if she hits this. But if you're in a good position, you can hit her out of this. But like I said, DP is a really good option. Charge version, however, you do have a lot of time, like a lot of time. So yeah, but as always, DP works. But if you're looking for this move, then you can two-age it. You can like anti-air with any one of your moves. So yeah, just something to look out for. Lab whatever interaction with whatever character you play and figure out the solution for yourself. One thing I want to talk about a little bit more with this move though, the M version in particular, is that it does have a startup hitbox, unlike the what is it? The L version. As you can see, this one only hits on the way down, but the M version starts up like this. Why this is good to know is that if they ever decide to do this on block, you can just press immediately after, and it doesn't matter what version that comes out. As you can see, this one I recorded was uncharged. It doesn't matter what version comes out. If I can do this properly, then yeah, you can get her out of this regardless. So if this does happen to you on block, then just know that as long as you're not bad like me and know your timings, then you can hit her out of this move. Doesn't matter if she decides to charge it or not. So yeah, this is the H version. The H version is mainly used as a combo tool. It has a startup hitbox like the M version, but it attacks fast, or like doesn't really have a gap in between attacking like the M version. As you can see, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna keep mashing between, nothing comes out. So yeah, but as you can see, she's -7. So if you do block this move, you can punish this. So there's something that's good to know. She can't charge this move like the other ones, but she only makes herself -2 instead of being plus like the other ones. And this is a frame trap, it seems, or nope, I just suck. But if you really want to, and you think she's gonna do whatever, because the other one is indeed a true block string, you can poke her out of this with what it seems like a 6-frame normal. If you have a 5-framer, that works too. But yeah, it's seeming like a 6-frame angle. So if you have a 6-framer, then you should be able to do that. But there is a gap in between this. So yeah, figure out what works right there. But as you can see, you can always mash right there if you have a normal that's fast enough. And if they do decide to charge it, then you can't hit them out of it. And if they don't decide to charge it, then they're punishable on block. Next is 623U. 623U is just her DP. That's about it. That's all you really need to know. She's minus like 30, so if you block this, have fun punishing it. Last but not least, we're going to go into her Rekka. Her Rekka series is identical across all of the versions. So for the L version, the M version, and then the H version, all the series like chains are the exact same. They do the exact same thing. So I'm just going to cover the H version, and that will basically just we're basically covering everything in one thing. So yeah. Of course, there's also the U version, but this one, the U version doesn't have any actual like you can't string it into anything. So yeah, we won't be talking about that too much. So yeah, she can do 5 things out of this, I think. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So yeah, she can do 5 things out of this. First thing is nothing. And if she does nothing, she's minus 12. So yeah, you can kill her for this. Next is her safe on block enter, which makes her minus 4 and pushes her far enough to where she cannot be throw punished. So it is really safe. So yeah, that's really all this is. Next is her ender if she does get a hit. But if she doesn't get a hit, then she's like minus 19. So if they do end up, or I guess it depends on how many bullets she has. But yeah, at the best for her, she is minus 19. Regardless, every character can punish this with a heavy normal, I'm pretty sure. So yeah, if she does happen to do this on block, just know that you can just kill her for it. The next 2 are the only 2 that you really need to worry about with like resets and stuff like that. One being this, where she reloads and then she does a move that hits the ground. And the first hit is actually a low. Funny enough. But yeah. This move is made in particular, well, they showed it off as a combo tool, but it is in particular used to beat out the response to the next move, which is this. So we're gonna go a little bit more in depth into the this one, where she shoots at the 4, and then the retreating one, and what you can do about them. So let's get into it. So first, the retreating one. They did go over it in the video, but you can spot dodge this, and you can also roll it. And as you can see, you're plus 13. So if you're right, this is pretty big reward. As you can see, most characters should be able to get an H normal after this. So yeah. But of course, like I said, this other version, this one was made to beat that out. So if you do try to roll this, this will catch roll, and you will die. That's about it. that's about all this is. However, this move does have a gap in between it, so you can't just blow her up for it because she does reload. But it's not really something you can be on the lookout and try to react for this. But if you're a little bit late, then you'll probably blow up. But the window is pretty nice. But as you can see, I'm a little bit late and boom, I died. Forces crumble and you explode. However, there is a way to completely ignore the Rekka RPS, and this is made possible by placing a button in a position where you will block the retreating shot, but also press in enough time to hit the low shot. So the solution to this is literally just proper fuzzy mash timing. I did talk about fuzzy mashing earlier with the 63 series with the gaps in between, but you can fuzzy mash to beat out these options in particular. This one making you block the retreating follow-up, and having you be able to beat out every other follow-up. Well, you'd still block the safe on block follow-up. You'd beat this out. You'd block this and punish her, and then you'd hit her during this. So what do? So yeah, fuzzy mashing. I'm just gonna, I put this to the computer because I might mess this up a bit. I'm not too familiar with the thing, but as you can see right here, if you delay about 4 frames on your press, you'll block this. You'll block this because this is a true block string. You will block this and punish. You will block this and punish. And then most importantly, you will beat this out. So, if you can figure out the timing for this, obviously easier said than done because you're not an AI. You're not a robot. But if you can figure out the timing on this, then you will be able to beat out every single one of these options, with the exception of this, which honestly isn't too bad to block. But of course, if you want to guess on that and you really think they're going to do that, then you can risk your life on the spot dodge. But if you can figure out this 4-frame delay fuzzy mash, then yeah, that'll be good. The reason why it has to be 4-frame at best, it could probably be later, but if you're a little bit too late, you might get caught by the follow-up. But as you can see, if you're a little bit too early, 3 frames, as you can see, you're going to get hit by this. And then she can get a combo off of this if I was good. So, yeah. So, if there is one thing to take away from this video, it is probably that, because you'll see Ilsa kind of wreck a RPS a lot. And like this, will just sit here and block because you're scared of getting caught by something. So yeah. Not too scary. If you can figure out this RPS, or not this RPS, if you can figure out this fuzzy mash, then you can just completely negate her her Rekka RPS if you know, if you're just feeling like holding it. Of course, if you really don't want to hold anything, then you just opting to BC is always a valid idea. However, this is one thing to keep in mind, is that you cannot force her into a counter hit state unless you do it immediately, or if you wait for her to cancel into one of her other follow-ups. So it's good to keep in mind the timing if you want to, you know, get the best reward off of using your BC. It's either to wait for the follow-up or do it as soon as you see it. But, however, if you didn't know, this move, the retreating one, is actually invincible on the back step. So if you try to BC her at this point, you will miss and you will die. So, yeah, it's something to keep in mind, which is probably the reason why it's best to BC her as soon as you see this happening. So yeah, it's something to keep in mind. So yeah, that'll about do it for this. This character, like I said, is pretty simple, but there's a lot of stuff going on. So it might not be the easiest to tell, like, you know, what am I supposed to be doing here? You know, what does this move do and whatnot. So hopefully this video was able to answer those questions. Obviously this character hasn't even been out for a week yet. So yeah, there might be some new tech to be found occasionally. So yeah, obviously keep on the lookout for that on like Twitter and stuff like that, and you know, people labbing. But this is like the most general stuff to kind of deal with you know, most Ilsa players, you know, just figuring out what this move does, how to counter each like basic move, and you know, nothing too crazy on setups and whatnot. So yeah, so with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed. Hope this helped you guys. You know, especially with this character being very new, it would be pretty hard to just jump in and be like, dang, I don't know what this character does. I'm getting messed up. So yeah, hopefully this helps you guys with the first upcoming weeks, as this character is pretty fresh. So yeah, like I said, if it did help, make sure to leave a like, subscribe if you want to see more of this content and whatnot. And yeah, that's gonna be it for me. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day, rest of your night, whatever time it is, and I will see you guys all in the next one. Bye bye.